Hello, everybody. Welcome to None the Lesser. This is that ghoul that loves the spooky, Cody Buchanan. On this extra bonus episode for this week, I'm going to expand a little on why we humans are attracted to the feeling of fear, and talk about how there might even be some health benefits to feeling scared. Let's talk about the science of what fear is. As we know it, fundamentally, feeling scared is a response to an event in our physical world or maybe a thought in our mind. At one moment, you're feeling fine walking the trash out at night, then your system is shocked at the sound of a crash behind the garbage cans. Was it a creepy crawly, surprised to see a human-sized snack approach it? No, it was just a raccoon, snacking on some garbage. Oh God, oh no, it's a rabid raccoon. Your body says run. Run because the raccoon is running after you. Oh, no, never mind. It wasn't rabid. It wasn't even a raccoon. It was some neighborhood cat pouncing off a trash can lid and approaching you for more food. But your mind made you do so many things in that situation. You first responded to the crash. It was a sharp slash through the still night air. It grounded your steps to a halt. It sent your spine into a rigid column. Your eyes widened as you tried to see the source of it. You tightened your grip on the garbage bag, ready to use the coffee grounds and eggshells inside as a weapon. Why aren't you composting? In the moments before you see the menace, your mind brews up images of some lanky creature that might be 7 feet tall if it stood up, only it's totally crawling. It's going to show its nasty bat-like face and piercing red eyes any moment, and with its slender legs, it will absolutely spring at you from 20 feet away in an instant and plunge its nails into your guts, and you get it, right? But then the rabid raccoon chases you, and it's actually not a raccoon. It's that one cat that looks like a scoop of moose tracks. That's an ice cream flavor for anyone outside of the US. Anyway, a lot of things just happened. The brain, that mound of meat between your ears that are hearing this podcast, is a network of glands and nodes that help you perceive the world around you and respond to it. It does much more than that, but here's what it did during your late night garbage duel with the neighborhood feral cats. Your amygdala, a node of the brain responsible for creating emotional responses, received information from various other areas of your brain that communicate your perception. And that information was that the rest of your body that your brain is piloting might be in danger. So the amygdala generated the emotion of fear, which triggered the hypothalamus into activating the pituitary gland, which then secreted the adrenocorticotropic hormone. Something like that. That then activates the adrenal gland and tells it to kick out a dose of epinephrine, which is also known as adrenaline. There's a lot more that happens internally in that situation, but I don't need to go into all that. So this is your fight or flight response in action, in sending you barreling away from that disheveled feline. We humans wouldn't have survived as long as we have if we didn't have that response. And every time it's put into action, our brain remembers the situation and recalls the elements of our environment for future reference to respond better if it happens again. There have been studies that show that deer will avoid, or at the very least remember, the areas they heard a stick break, or they smelled something out of place, or just noticed something. We do this too, just on a different, more predatory scale. So then, why do we enjoy putting ourselves into situations where fear is going to be our response? Horror movies, spooky games, dark tales from books, and haunted houses. Why would we expose ourselves to that stuff? And how is being thrilled healthy? The difference between partaking in a horror movie and being chased by a trash-eating cat is that in the movie theater, you know you're safe. And when your body knows it's safe, the dopamine release is a response that excites the senses and relents into a calmer state when the scene has passed. Sure, you're on edge throughout the movie, but we often laugh with our friends after a jump scare. Your body doesn't need to pump up its reaction speed and strengthen itself for a fight. The benefits of feeling fear in a situation that you cannot be harmed in cover a lot of ground. Physically, your body is able to get somewhat of a workout with the heart rate accelerated and muscles tightened. This shouldn't replace actual working out, of course, and it's not recommended that those with a heart condition partake in the jump scares. But mentally, I never realized it until I had been partaking in the benefit for over 20 years, but feeling scared in a safe space is great for training the brain to decipher what is a threat to you and what is only perceived as a threat and can be shrugged off. It might not work for everyone, but I do attest to some of the anxiety relief from being able to say that being late to an event is not actually worth being worked up about, unlike being stalked by some creature in the woods, which would warrant feeling afraid. And I think that brings me to the point that we humans strive on safe fear because it helps us break away from our modern worries. We may not actively say that watching Friday the 13th will help me forget about the bad review I got from work, but it does. The next time I'm out locking up our chicken coop at night and feel almost 1000% positive that there is a crawler in the pines, I won't recall all the science in the moment, but afterwards I'll be thanking that fight or flight response for keeping me safe from the rabbit that's trying to get away from me, probably more than I am from it. Thanks for listening to this bonus episode themed for Halloween, my favorite holiday of the whole wide year. If you're really wanting to get spooked, then tomorrow and the following day we'll have an episode each just for that. We'll be reading stories, my wife and I, from Reddit that claim to be true, and I'll be following up the following day with more stories from Reddit, reading them solo. If you haven't already, go back and listen to the episode that features my wife as a guest, interviewing her, talking about her art and her business and being not a single mom. I meant full-time mom while doing so. And next week we will be featuring John Moods, a Berlin resident musician, making music inspired by the 80s and 70s and modern twist and all that. So a whole lot to look forward to coming up on None the Lesser. This is Cody Buchanan. I'll see you next time.